And now that we've done that, why don't we get to the new edition of... It's working its way down.
Okay.
I know what'll solve that.
Dana, to take a moment to belch.
Kayla, that was a very slight belch.
Okay.
Of Kayla knows... And
Nothing.
Renee Davis Tracy got them all.
Whoa.
Oh, I'm
You
ashamed.
should apply for Dan's job.
I need to reread Game of Thrones again. Anyway, we did 3 episodes today, and Kayla knows nothing. Episodes 6, 7, 8 of season 6.
Mm-hmm.
We got Blood of My Blood. We got The Broken Man and No One. And I think that because we are drinking the Dreaming Tree wine, we should start.
It's oaky.
It is. It's nice. I like it.
That wasn't even a pun.
Oh, well, it was. I mean, if
I didn't mean for it to
if you
be,
make
but
a
it
pun,
was.
it's not. It still counts.
Okay.
I think we start with Bran Stark,
Let's
who
start
was
there.
just under a giant tree. Now he's out. Mm-hmm. He gets away following the horrible Hodor side that capped the last episode, and Mira is dragging him in the sleigh across the things, get attacked by whites, and they get rescued. By whom?
His uncle?
His uncle
The
Benjamin
one
Stark.
that from like season 1, right? That just went and disappeared and never came back.
He went beyond the wall, and they were like, he'll come back, right? And they're like, sure, he'll come back. He's not coming back, is he? And we don't know what happened to him. Ends up that he went beyond the wall, was attacked by White Walkers, killed, and brought back as a sentient zombie-type creature. Isn't that nice?
But he wasn't in his zombie form.
I mean, he was. He was all
Oh.
zombie and dead. It seemed like, unlike the vicious zombies we meet, he seemed to be kind of in control of himself. Kind of like John, if you think about it. I mean, what is John but a zombie who's just a nice guy too, and happens to have his wits about him, and still looks pretty good for a corpse because he wasn't dead that long.
Okay.
Or Beric
Yeah, but he
Dondarrion.
didn't get attacked by White Walkers.
I mean, we didn't see it. This had happened, in the past 6 seasons at some point over the past 6 seasons.
Okay, got it.
And he's there, and he rescues them, and he takes them away. Thank goodness they get away. And what then? Where's he take them? Where will he take them?
I don't know. I hope he protects them.
Oh, sure. I mean, I think he said that he wants to... I'm not sure if he did. Probably, Bran now needs to get south of the wall to tell everybody about the danger, right?
Okay, Bran's visions that are going on.
Okay.
Is he now seeing like in the past and then in the future all at once?
I think so. I think that's the implication that we're getting.
Okay.
That he's young, he doesn't know how to control these wacky psychic powers, and they're coming at him from all sides. Past, future, present, I don't know. There was one shot I want to call your attention to. There was a shot of a crazy old gray-haired man in a chair yelling, "Burn them all."
Yes.
Do you know who this is?
Do I know who that is?
Yes.
No.
That is, because it's a pretty big deal. It's Daenerys Targaryen's dad. That is...
I thought he was dead.
He is, but Bran's seen him in the past.
Oh, that was the past. Okay,
He's
because
long dead. I know, it's all kind of wishy-washy, woobly.
so what is the green
spooky.
stuff? The
That
fire-
looks like wildfire.
wildfire? Mm-hmm. Well, because I've seen pictures, I know something is going to happen soon with the wildfire. So I thought that was in the future.
Quite possibly.
The man.
No,
Okay.
I mean, you don't know where it is. His whole plan, remember, was to blow up the city with wildfire.
Right.
And then Jaime stopped him.
Okay, got it.
Was the backstory.
I feel like Cersei's going to do something with wildfire.
Well, aren't you clever? Just keep that in your head. Obviously, it's already in your head, so I don't need to help. You're
All
good.
right.
Moving on, down a little bit south to the north. Mm-hmm. So Jon Snow, Sansa Stark, Davos Seaworth, they're all making a recruitment drive around the north, trying to pick up people to help them fight the Boltons. How does
They're
it
a
go?
good team, those three.
Yeah, they work well
Oh,
pretty
they
well
have some
together.
success and then a not so successful visit.
What do you think of their encounter with Lyanna Mormont?
She the
little girl
12-year-old?
Yeah.
Who is she?
All right, so she, Bear Island, right there. Mm-hmm. She rules over that. That's where Jorah is from.
Okay,
Daenerys' lovelorn puppy dog man.
right.
That's where Jon's former boss is from. It's just a house in the north, the Mormont house. Rachel's the bear.
She's funny though. She's just sitting
pretty
there
funny.
and like listening to her advisors and then gives them 62 men?
62 men after they go through all that. But, she has fighting spirit, And she's on their side. They're not going to turn down help.
Right. Is that the first time we've seen her?
Yes, first time we've seen her.
And then they have the backing of the wildlings.
They do. Back in the one, that's good.
Who was the house that did not help them?
That is a guy called House Glover. So they go there, they say, help us out.
They were like indebted to them, basically.
I mean, they said, but they also said,
She's
you
a
know.
Stark, but...
Well, that was her argument. But they also, I think she also said, you know, you're indebted to us. And he's like, well, we know you helped your brother, and your brother died, and a lot of our men died with him. Like, and the Boltons are kind of helping us now. Just, we're tired of the war, let's stop. Do they have a point?
I guess. But they don't know what's coming, so they should all fight together.
They don't. But I mean, I'm not sure Sansa really knows what's coming either. She just wants to get Winterfell back. Because she has a understandable grudge against Ramsay Bolton. But so in the end, they have some people come with them, some people don't. Exactly. With them, some people don't. And then there's kind of a difference of opinion. Jon wants to go forward with the army they have, and Sansa wants to, I guess, hold out. She doesn't think they have enough. Who's right, and who does she write to in that letter?
Do they say?
They don't, no.
Okay, so probably Littlefinger?
Probably Littlefinger, I would imagine, right? Because he has an army.
Okay, yeah.
He offered it to her, and she was like, no, you're creepy, I don't want you.
So Littlefinger.
Very probably Littlefinger.
Okay.
Are there any technical issues, by the way? We're having some comments about technical issues.
Doesn't seem like, it's going in and out. But mostly you're good, Dan.
All right.
Just keep going.
Cool. I will.
Put your head down and entertain.
To perseverance.
To perseverance. And technical difficulties.
To persevering through technical difficulties. I am sorry if anybody's experiencing a little wonkiness, but we're gonna power through. All right. So that's that. Let's go way down south.
To the land of the pine.
Where's that?
It's a country song, sorry.
No, maybe later. To Horn Hill, where Sam's family is. They're way down here. They're way down in the south. So he's traveled by boat from Castle Black all the way down here through here. It's a long trip. They're on that boat, uncomfortable with a baby, and a kind of wife, girlfriend, mother, baby daddy kind of thing.
Right.
Anyway, what's Sam's plan here? Why does he visit his family?
He wants them to take in Gilly and Sam Jr.
Little Sam, yeah.
Little Sam, while he goes and does whatever Sam's going to do.
Yeah, well, his goal is to become a maester. There you go, yeah. I had that on one of my trivia questions for you.
Oh.
But, and you would have gotten it. Basically, they all, doctor slash strategist slash all-purpose... Teacher, tutor, knowledge guy.
Okay.
But they don't allow women, so he's going to drop Gilly and the kid off. How does the family reunion go?
Not well, Dan. Not well. His dad is awful.
His dad is a piece of
work. The mom was so sweet, and the daughter. Sister. Everyone was very welcoming except for the dad.
Even the son wasn't that bad.
Right. So yeah, just horrible. Once he put together that she was a wildling, couldn't believe that he would have a kid with her and take her in, and basically, did he tell them both to get out, or can she stay?
He said that she could stay.
Okay, but Sam has to get out.
Sam has to get out. Sam has dishonored the family.
But he didn't leave without his dad's sword.
He did.
Bold move by Sam.
He was going to leave. Okay. Wouldn't that be a great TV moment? He was going to leave and then said, nope, screw this. I'm taking you, I'm taking the baby, I'm taking this sword that belongs to me, a Valyrian steel sword, which could be important because they're a big deal. They can kill White Walkers. That's
True.
A+ material. And he leaves. Is that a good idea?
I'm going to go with no.
Why not?
I don't know. Well, I mean, I feel like he should have left Gilly and the baby.
Okay, why?
Because they're probably safer there than they would be with him.
Why do you say that? I mean, he's going to basically college.
I think it's a good thing they all left together.
Okay.
Is that what you want me to say?
No, it's not. It's not at all. I just want...
Better together.
I'm fishing for a reason.
The dad, I would be scared to stay because
That's a good point. Yeah, he seems like a piece of work. And Gilly would work in the kitchens. So they all leave together. I think it feels like Sam's evolved a bit, and he's grown
Becoming
a spine.
the man of the house, if you will.
Yeah, in these past 6 years, Gilly's helped him a lot, and he's not going to take it anymore. He's going to take his sword, he's going to take his woman, and his son, not really his son, but he's treating him as a son, and go into college together.
Good for them.
How will that work out? Will Gilly and Little Sam just hang out in his dorm room all the time?
I was going to say, it's probably going to be a little cramped in the dorm room, but...
Probably. The medieval dorm room. We can only imagine. But yeah, he takes off. All right. King's Landing. Interesting stuff happening here this week.
Yes, there
So we're at
was.
King's Landing. So Cersei's plan, and Olenna and Kevin and all the people, is to kind of head off the Sparrows of the Pass and stop them from marching Marjorie through the streets naked like they did Cersei.
Mm-hmm.
How does that plan go?
It doesn't.
It doesn't.
The, what are they called?
Sparrows.
Sparrows. Well, first of all, I guess they kind of like brainwash Margie, or I don't know how to say this. She's definitely playing them. Yes?
Yes, I think she is playing them.
So she pretends to convert and is basically, and then brainwashes
Tommen?
I
mean, when you have a person as susceptible to suggestion as Tommen, I don't know
Tommen's
if
a dud.
brainwash is the right word. It's like, you tell him what you want him to do and he does it.
Pushover.
You need a brain to be brainwashed, is what I'm saying.
He has none.
Not that he doesn't have a brain, just he's naive.
So she basically sides with the
Sparrows.
Sparrows.
But why would she do that? Like, why would she want
Because they were going
to
to attack, right? They were going to stop everything and
I
attack.
mean, they were going to attack. I don't think she knew that. I think she did it so she wouldn't get marched the streets naked.
Okay.
She didn't want that. She didn't want that humiliation, that kind of squelching of any power she might have. It seems to me is happening that she's thinking, okay, they're pretty serious. I need a way to get out of this.
I'll play along.
Yeah. I'm going to give a little ground for now and then wait until I can get it back. So playing a bit of a long game.
Okay.
And Tommen, though, it seems to me he really has gone over.
He's like fully all in.
Or at least, I mean, he's a young kid. He's trying to figure out what he wants. Maybe he's going through a heavy religious phase. Just like trying to figure out, and this feels good to him. The High Sparrow kind of talks to him.
A come to High Sparrow moment.
Come to High Sparrow, yes. Cheers to come to High Sparrow. Don't come to the High Sparrow, though. He's an unpleasant man. And then later, the High Sparrow kind of makes a vague threat against Lady Olenna, Marjorie's grandmother. And yeah, Marjorie presses that drawing of the rose into her hand.
To let her know that it's okay, she's still a
A
Tyrell.
Tyrell, because the rose is the sigil of House Tyrell. She's like, don't worry, it's still me. Get out. She's saying get out before he comes
Right.
for you.
Okay.
So she's still Marjorie
By the
inside,
way, I love
which
the
is good.
grandma.
The
I think
grandma's
she's
great.
one of my favorite people.
Yeah, it's hard to go wrong with that.
A little firecracker.
She's starting to like bash the nun in or whatever.
Yeah. And the nun is the scariest person on the show.
You think so?
She's just like, that face will haunt me in my sleep.
Right. You ever hear like the bell when you dream?
Ew, no.
No, it's terrifying.
Do you?
No. You said I think
Okay,
I
great.
would go it further. Anything else in King's Landing? Because it was Jamie is part of the plan to take down the High Sparrow, and he rides his horse up the steps. That called for it. Obviously gets kind of called out and humiliated, and then what does Tommen do under orders from the High Sparrow?
Doesn't he like take away his ranking or something?
Yeah. He removes him from the King's Guard. Basically, he's saying, you're no longer a Secret Service member. You're now just a person in the Lannister army.
With one hand.
It's never stopped him before.
Right.
With one hand. And he sends him to do what?
To take back Blackfish?
To take back
Blackfish.
the Castle of River Run, which is somewhere around here.
That is being occupied by Blackfish.
Yes. Who is the Blackfish?
It is Catelyn's cousin, uncle?
Catelyn's uncle. There you go.
Uncle.
Second try.
Someone in her family.
Oh, that's nice. All right. So.
Not to be confused with the Amazon documentary Blackfish.
No, don't confuse the Blackfish with the documentary Blackfish. It's a good point. Anyway.
Netflix, just kidding.
So they go to. The River Run has been taken by the Blackfish, who lives in the Riverlands, Catelyn's uncle. Maybe I'm confused. There's a lot of relations here.
A lot is going on in these 3 episodes.
There is. Remember who Walder Frey is?
Yes, he killed.
Catelyn Robin the Red Wedding.
Yes.
Right.
I don't like him.
No one likes Walder Frey. He owns River Run now, and the Blackfish has taken it. He's like, we need to go take it back. So he sends Edmure Tully, who is Catelyn's brother.
That they kind of are holding hostage.
Yes, exactly. Since the Red Wedding. He got married at the Red Wedding. To go to the River Run, and he's going to intimidate the Blackfish and hand it over. It doesn't work because they kind of threaten to hang him, and they don't because he's too valuable, and the Blackfish knows they're not going to hang him, so he's like, go ahead and do it. And Jaime comes in and tries to make this siege work. He negotiates with the Blackfish. Why won't the Blackfish kind of talk with him?
Because he doesn't like Lannisters? I don't know.
He doesn't like Lannisters. No, Lannisters have bad reputation. Jaime specifically, this is it's a pretty big point. I feel like we should get it down. Ever since he killed the Mad King, Daenerys' dad, people have thought that he has, like, no honor, right? That he was supposed to protect the Mad
Jaime.
King. Yes.
Okay.
And he killed him instead. Now, we know that Jaime killed him because the Mad King is going to blow up the whole city. But no one else knows that.
Gotcha.
So they just think he's a guy who has no honor and kills the person he's supposed to protect. So no one wants to... So you think you can't negotiate with that guy. He goes back on his word.
Okay.
That's why
So he doesn't trust him.
Yeah, he doesn't trust him.
Got it.
And then Brienne shows up with Podrick Payne.
Love Brienne.
Brienne's a sweetie. Brienne's a sweetheart. And how does she alter the situation?
So she is fighting for Sansa.
She's there to talk to the Blackfish because they want the Blackfish
They want their
on
army.
their side.
Yes. But the Lannisters and the Starks can't join forces. Is that the deal?
Yeah. I mean, no.
No.
I mean, that's like, you see Cersei and Sansa getting together and just heading to go after
I sure
somebody?
don't. Oh, because obviously they want Sansa.
Oh, yeah.
So if he takes it over Jaime,
Mm-hmm.
then Brienne and Jaime are going to have to fight. Yes?
It could come to that, yeah. It doesn't. Because Brienne suggests...
This whole thing was like a spider web.
It was, I mean, I kind of liked it. It was nice and juicy and meaty. Brienne's like, okay, you can take the castle back without violence and let the whole army leave and go north with me. Then you fulfill your mission, you take it back, and you don't have to kill anybody. So Jaime decides, okay, I'll do it, and he talks to Edmure and basically intimidates him into helping out. Because Edmure, as the son of Catelyn's dad, Hoster Tully, is technically the owner of Riverrun. We're getting pretty deep in here. Why don't I take a drink?
I need a diagram. Like, I need a family tree.
Let's see if we can cut through this a little faster. Where do Jaime and Brienne stand at the end of all this?
I still feel like they're friends because she waved goodbye.
Yeah,
He
I mean,
waved
we
goodbye.
waved
They
goodbye back.
sailed off on that boat.
It didn't quite work their plan,
No.
but they didn't have enmity towards each other.
Okay, yes. They still seem to be friends. To an extent.
And Jaime could have, like, seized her. I mean, she's technically an
And he
enemy
let her
combatant.
go.
He let her go. Yeah.
Okay.
He, like, looked around and, like, anybody seen this? And then just, like, waved.
So she's going back to Sansa with nothing.
Yes, with nothing.
And he
Jaime...
now has taken over
Riverrun, which is
Riverrun.
what he was supposed to do.
Okay.
So was this a success for him?
Yes.
Yeah, pretty much. His ploy worked.
Did what he
But at
needed
what
to do.
cost, Kayla? Is Jaime's heart in this? Does he want to be doing this kind of stuff, or is he just acting out of habit and love for his creepy sister?
I think the latter.
All right. Well, we'll have to see how that goes after. Oh, all right. Sure, I'd love to.
Well, gosh, thanks, Dan. That's
You're
good.
welcome. I'll tell you when it's good. I'm kidding.
Okay. So that clears that up.
Exactly. Oh, okay. Lionel Kalina Tang says, no, Jaime killed the Mad King because the Mad King's decisions were started about standing by while thousands of people died. But I'd love to hear more of your opinion on that. Also, Daniel Smith says, can the person behind Dan give us a wave? Shay, could
Shay.
you wave for a second? There you go, Daniel Smith. Hope that satisfied you. To waves.
People love people in the background.
Why not?
This
Somebody
is a
dance in
live
the
set
background.
behind us. It's not a backdrop.
Anyway, also in the Riverlands, not in Riverrun, but in the same area, is the Hound. Who's
He's alive.
alive.
Cheers to the Hound being alive. I love the Hound.
Good. What is his situation? Where do we find this guy?
He has been rescued, if you will, by a religious group.
A septon is like what they call the priests.
Okay.
His name is Brother Ray.
They're like
I'll never say it.
a group on the run, or not on the run, just like
Not really on the run. They're just a group of.
they're building a house.
pilgrims. They're building a sept, which is a church.
Oh, okay.
It's a nice contrast, by the way, because we see
Who is that actor? Is he another thing?
Oh yeah, he's Ian McShane. He's huge.
He's
not
in,
huge. He's not like Tom Cruise huge. He's in
in a
Deadwood.
rom-com.
He's in American Gods. He's in a bunch of shows.
He's in The Holiday.
I haven't seen it, but I'm sure he is. He is a fairly famous guy.
I'm pretty sure he's in The Holiday. Okay, that's why he looks familiar.
Is Ian McShane in The Holiday? Confirm or deny? Anyway, yeah, he rescued the hound. I also like that, they're showing that even though the sparrows are crazy religious types, the religion itself isn't bad.
So they're affiliated with the Sparrow group?
They're not, I mean, it's like Christianity. Like, there are Christians who are, perfectly nice, lovely people and just go to church and are nice, and then there are some fanatics who are a bit, not to get too touchy, but I think it's what it's like.
A bit. Yes. No.
They're
Okay.
all the same religion, just these are nice people,
anyway,
and these sparrows aren't.
I like the group that the hound is with. I think they're good for him, and then they all died. So.
They all died because rogue
And
members.
he seemed happy.
He did, which
he
is
seemed content, and he
which
had
is a
someone to
different
talk
look for
to,
him.
and he had a friend.
Right?
He said he rescued him, and he thought he was dead, and there were flies all over him, and then he
Gross.
yeah, and then he moved.
But then, yeah, it's unfortunate. He seemed to be at peace, at least more than we've seen him for a while. But after rogue members, let's do this first. Do you recall who the Brotherhood Without Banners are?
Yes, they are who Arya and friends ran into way back.
Yeah, way back in season 3.
Okay.
They're kind of like the Robin Hood type group who are scouring the countryside and fighting for the people. What's that? I'm sorry, Julie Davies, if it's not working quite on your phone. I really am. We'll try to get this back and working, but we're gonna forge ahead because we persevere to perseverance again. Oh look, I'm empty. Anyway, yeah, there are rogue members of that group. Ooh, I'm gonna top it off.
And they're the ones who killed everyone in that.
Yes.
What's the point of that?
Because they wouldn't give them money or gold
food
or food
Okay.
or weapons.
Huh.
They are outlaws. They're nasty people. But the hound gets us some revenge.
He does.
goes after
He
him.
wants to slice them open, and they said, "Don't do that. Just knock the piece of wood under their feet," so they hang themselves. So.
Which is the difference between revenge and justice. In a
True.
way, don't you think?
Justice is just death. Revenge is like slashing them open.
I mean, I think that justice is they committed a crime, they're found
They're
guilty,
paying for it.
we're going to execute them. Rough justice, I'll grant you, but still justice. And vengeance would be, I'm going to find you and cut you open without a trial or anything.
Okay.
So I think what's happening with the Hound now is the Brotherhood, the good folk, are trying to kind of get him more on the, violence.
side.
Yes. Like, there's a place for your violence, but let's try to put some bounds around it.
Gotcha.
Do you think that's good for him?
Yes. And now he's still with friends. People he
is.
knows.
People he knows. He seems to join the Brotherhood Without Banners.
I just want him to reunite with Arya.
I mean, well, where are they going to go?
To
They're right in the Riverlands. And then,
Westeros?
Well, they're in Westeros.
Oh.
To Westeros.
to Westeros. To,
Well, okay, so their leader, Beric Dondarrion...
They're gonna go north?
Yeah, because he says there's cold winds rising in the north. And remember, this is the dude who's been resurrected like 7-8 times after dying.
Ah, okay.
By the guy who worships Melisandre's god and who sees things in the
Does he
fire.
have the patch or something?
That's Beric Dondarrion. He's the patch. He's the one who's been resurrected like 8 times.
Okay.
And his buddy, Thoros of Myr, the Red Priest who resurrects him, he's one of Melisandre's people. Like, he worships the same freaky fire god.
Right.
But a freaky fire god who can bring people back from the dead, so some power there. And like Melisandre, he can see kind of visions. And he sees that there are cold winds.
Let's do an interpretive dance one day. Unrelated. Sorry.
Sure. All right, we'll do it next time. There are cold winds rising in the north. So the implication there is that they're going to go fight the White Walkers, I think.
The Hound would be a good person to do that.
Right?
Yeah.
Seems strong, huge, angry, can chop a person.
Also unrelated, how do they make his face look like that?
I'm sure
That's some
it's
serious, special effects makeup going on.
a serious question. Like, you lived in Hollywood for a while, or in LA.
I
Did
did.
you ever, interface with special effects types?
I did not. I did background work on 90210 and CSI New York.
Fair enough. That That works.
I didn't see any cool like makeup or special effects, but I do have friends that are makeup artists that have gone to like special effect classes and
Sure.
like can make you look like you're like gushing blood.
I mean, yeah, they can do amazing
They can do
things.
crazy things. Yeah. So
I mean, I'm sure he's like in makeup for like 18 hours
Ever.
before, but yeah, you can do it. I'm sure it's, I have no idea, like latex or stuff on the side of your
he
face.
really looks like he has a huge burn on his
Yeah,
face.
he looks
like,
good. He looks convincing. Sorry.
I don't know if it looks good, but
Anyway, okay, we're coming down to it.
Okay.
Volantis, which is a city we've been to before. Tyrion passed through it on his way to Daenerys. This time, Yara and Theon are passing through it on their way to where?
They are going to find Daenerys
Yeah, find Daenerys. So they lost the Kingsmoot, the election.
by their uncle.
Crazy uncle, yeah. So they sailed all the way here, and now they're here. And Daenerys, they think, is in Marine.
Okay.
I guess she is back there now, isn't she? And they have a little scene in a brothel where Yara, who is getting down with a lovely lady, is telling her eunuch brother to get over his post-traumatic stress or kill himself. Sisterly
Yeah.
love or too harsh?
Too harsh.
Too harsh, yeah.
Yeah. That was weird. The whole thing.
I'll admit, it kind of worked for me.
Really?
It's definitely, it's rough. Like, it's harsh.
Puts things in perspective real quick.
Like, yeah, that's like a harsh ultimatum. But
Either suck it up or just end your life.
it's like, it's been established that these people, the Ironborn who live on there, are kind of like a really kind of crass or just hard Scrabble folk. So
I've picked up on that.
It kind of made sense to me. Like, this is like, to her, this is affectionate. Like, she's trying
That
to
is
reach out.
Next level tough love.
And it seems to kind of work. Theon looks up, and there's a flash of the recognition there. So we'll see where those two go from there. But yeah, I like it.
I'm
It
going to
should
go
be
with
something.
he's going to fight hard.
Fight.
And not into his life.
Not what?
Into his life.
Oh, good call. Not in this life. Yeah, I think so too. He seems there.
He just seems down in the dumps right now.
And I
but
think it's our
he'll
first
pull
lesbian
around.
character on the show too.
What?
I think it's our first lesbian character on the show too, is Yara Greyjoy. Or bisexual,
Did she go?
we don't
yeah,
know.
yeah, I don't know. Because the first scene with Theon was
Right.
weird.
I mean, that whole thing was she was trying
Was
to
that a
find out.
joke?
It wasn't a joke. She was trying to find out what he would do, like what kind of person he was, like how far he would go, just because they hadn't met since they were kids.
Okay, yes.
Which it's all kinds of creepy. Don't get me wrong. Just, I mean, this whole show. They could describe that whole show. That could be the tagline for it. All
Just
kinds
medieval
of creepy.
times, you know?
But we
Things
find
went
out
off the
now
rails.
that she's into the ladies, which she is not in the books, incidentally.
Oh,
Interestingly enough.
okay.
But we're getting way off track here. I do like that they kind of make her homosexuality an incidental detail, not the whole character. I think that's a good way to do it if you're going to have homosexuals in TV. So kudos to HBO
Well said, Dan.
for being responsible for their depiction of LGBT people. Anyway, back in Marine, we got Varys leaving for parts unknown. Mm-hmm. We don't know where he's going, so maybe we should talk about that. And then the final scene, Daenerys comes back.
She does, on her dragon.
On her dragon, she swoops in under cover of night while the city is being attacked by the slavers, the masters, the people
Okay.
who want to, the people that Tyrion cut a deal with to kind of, remember his deal where he said, go have slavery and phase it out over 7 years, and then we'll be okay.
Okay,
They're clearly not okay with that.
right.
They're back, and they have some flaming catapults, and they're going to kill people. And Daenerys comes back, sees a city in ruins. What's her next move? Does Tyrion get punished for this?
I hope not. I like, obviously, you know, Tyrion's my favorite,
Sure.
so.
We're out. No, we're not. Just checking.
We're pretty close.
Okay.
I don't know. I hope she doesn't get mad at him. I hope they work together and figure out a plan, whatever that may be.
I mean, right now, just kind of, it was kind of a cliffhanger thing, so we'll see
Yeah.
what happens next week.
Okay.
And finally, kind of the climax of the 3 episodes was Arya finally kind of
I was on the
shedding-
edge of my seat.
Were you really? Okay.
This is my favorite storyline.
Talk me through it.
So, she is told to kill the lady who plays Cersei in the play.
Lady Crane.
Lady
right?
Crane. Doesn't. And
Decides
then
that's not me. I'm
right.
not
So
gonna
then
kill this
she
person.
wants to leave, wants to escape. She offers this man money, and she's like, "No, we'll leave at dusk, whatever." That night,
I don't know if she got that money. She has like giant
right,
bags of gold.
just storing up.
Her assassin savings account.
And then at that point, she gets stabbed by the creepy girl. What's her
The
name?
waif. She doesn't have a name.
Oh, the girl has no name.
Yeah, right. She's no one.
Which I am so sick of hearing that phrase, by the way.
Well, I think this is the last time we hear it, so.
It drives me nuts. And stabs her, and that's where one episode ends. And then
Right.
she's like trying to like run for it, and then finally goes back to the
Lady Crane, right, the actress.
who takes her in like a sweet
Which
person.
is a sweet scene, right?
I was sad because I liked their friendship.
It was nice. It's the first time in a long while Arya's just like talked to a sympathetic person.
Right. Takes her in, feeds her nasty soup, which I can relate to because I can't cook either.
Sure. And soup is hard. Just saying. Like you wouldn't
Is
think
it?
it is. I think so.
I don't know. Feeds her the soup, makes her, what is it called? Milk of the puppy?
Milk of the poppy. It's like
Milk of the puppy?
fake medieval general anesthetic.
Like a Xanax?
Like a Xanax, yes. Or like a really strong Tylenol PM
Okay.
that goes in drinks.
Which puts her out pretty much because she's in pain, she can't sleep. So wakes up the next day, she's going to get her more medicine or something. That's when
Yes.
a stranger is in her house, kills her.
With a
So
different
then-
face.
With a different face. So then Arya...
Because they do that.
Yes, and then Arya's on the run again. She kind of, I think, purposely leads her on this wild goose chase. She leaves the
Yes.
clues for her. She like
Oh yeah, she like
leaves her
puts the blood on there.
and then goes into a secret little room where her sword is hidden, and I knew that sword would come back.
Right,
When
she
she
took
hid
out
it in
the
the
little
rocks.
thing.
Yes. And the waif is in there and has her knife, and then Arya slices the candle.
Right.
And
Because
then-
remember, back earlier in the season, she was blind, learned how to fight.
Right. Okay. And her knife was a little bigger than the other girl's, so I think she had
Sure.
the advantage there. And then we flash back to
The House of Black and White.
House Black and White. There's blood everywhere. What's his face is Jaqen
Hagar.
Jaqen Hagar is I combined both of them. Anyway, he finds the waif's face on the wall, and then he sees Arya, and she's like, your face.
Your
he said-
conclusion.
He said something like,
A girl is finally no one.
and she goes, "No, I am Arya Stark of Winterfell, and I'm going home." Boom! Cheers.
Okay, Arya out. Yeah, it was definitely a fun little excursion
Arya out.
and a good way to wrap this up. And this is wrapped up. I'll tell you that right now. Like this is the last we see of Bravos for now, at least. I doubt we'll be going back there.
Whoa. Okay.
She makes good on her word. She's heading back to Westeros. Where does that put her? I mean, when she gets back to Westeros, what does she do?
She needs to find Sansa and Jon Snow.
That's a good point. They're a family. She
need
did
to
say
work
that she's
together.
of Winterfell and going back home.
And now she has these ninja skills, so.
She has ninja skills. She has face-changing skills. At least, well, she can try. Yeah, ninja skills.
Do we
She-
see her
she has-
again in season 6?
well, I'm not gonna tell you that.
Oh, okay.
Maybe. She has blind fighting skills.
Right.
But she also has a list of people she wants to kill. Remember that too. She got Cersei's
Cersei.
on there. The Mountain.
Mountain.
Who was her giant
Cersei's
bodyguard.
bodyguard. What's wrong
Walt-
with his face?
Mountain.
Yeah. It's like every time they show him, it's like bruised and huge and gross through his eye holes.
Right. Remember he.
They brought him back or something?
He fought Oberyn Martell
Yes.
during that gross head squashing accident.
Ugh.
And Oberyn
could I
Martell
forget?
poisoned him with a
Oh.
spear. So in order to bring him back, they had to do something mysterious and weird. And we didn't actually know what's exactly wrong with him. We know something's wrong with him. There you
Julie, can you see? This is how the bottle is. Probably like one glass left. She asked.
go. Oh, no, I understand. And don't worry, Julie. Whether we, you know what? For you, the fans. So she wants to kill Cersei. She wants to kill Mountain. She wants to kill Walder Frey too, who
Perfect.
killed
I
her
don't like
mother
him.
and father, her mother and brother.
Yes.
And that's where we are.
And next is Battle of the Bastards.
Battle of the Bastards. Yes.
Heard
We'll
a
do
lot about this one.
One next week, and then another one the week after.
Only one?
Only one. They're pretty big episodes, so
It's true.
we'll just live with that. And then
Season 7 is
season
almost
7
here.
begins.
Are
Oh,
you so excited?
It feels like
I'm
going
gonna get to
and a
experience
couple
this
of months.
all new with you.
It'll be so much fun. It'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to you guys being there. And by the way, I saw
How
some of you
red
folks
are our
down
teeth?
here are, I don't even want to think about it, talking about will we shift? I'm just going to say it. Yes. We are going to shift to Mondays at 4, starting when season 7 begins, because we want to react to the episode,
With you.
and not wait 3 days to react to it. So we're going to go to Mondays at 4. I hope you guys can make it. If not, we'll archive all the episodes. You can see them, put them up on YouTube. We'll put them here on Facebook. Hope you guys will join us. Looking forward to it. Season 7, 3 weeks away. Can hardly wait. Let's drink to that. Hooray,
Drink to
celebrations, and so
that.
forth. We killed the bottle. We did it. We're successful. Everything's wonderful and beautiful.
Mark's giving us bad looks.
It really is. Anyway, thanks you guys
We
for
didn't share with
watching.
him.
And we'll be back next week with more Game of Thrones news and the penultimate episode of Kayla Knows Nothing.
We'll see you then.
Bye-bye.